I am in absolute shock right now, and I hope you all are too. I cannot believe that Gucci has now named their newest creative director, and it's Demna. Yeah, the Demna we all know. There's only one Demna. Who else goes by Demna? Demna from Balenciaga. Demna, who had a very big hand in the whole controversy that surrounded Balenciaga back in 2022. Done a whole video on it. Demna has a lot of problematic tendencies. Demna is not necessarily known for creating new fashion. Demna is known for viral moments. Demna is known for causing a stir. Demna is known for making a spectacle. But Demna is not known for being a great designer, at least not in recent years. Now, Demna does have actually quite the resume in terms of houses that he's worked for in the past. He's worked for Louis Vuitton. He's worked for Maison Margiela. He even obviously started Vuitton. He knows how to design, and he has designed for quite some time. And that is how he was able to work his way up to becoming the creative director at Balenciaga. But once he got to Balenciaga, this man just started punking us all. This man started putting out jokes of fashion. And I can appreciate that sometimes fashion takes itself too seriously, like, let's be honest. So he wanted maybe to turn things on its head, but that's not what he did. Demna took his designs to the point that honestly, they're disrespectful. Like the potato chip bags, the garbage bags. Demna is literally just sitting here pointing and laughing at all of us that we buy all of his stupid stuff that he puts out with. And I'm sorry to be so direct and so stern. Normally I am not this visceral in terms of my reactions about things that happen in the luxury world. But I just simply cannot believe that a person that was involved in controversy surrounding children, was able to keep his job. I mean, the huge lack of accountability on Balenciaga's behalf about that whole controversy is despicable. They decided to take the easy way out. They decided to blame an agency, and that the agency is the reason why those images came out. And if you watch the video, I tell you exactly all the reasons why that is extremely unlikely, because I have worked in creative fields, in marketing, in design, and fashion buying for over 10 years now. Unfortunately, closer to 15 years. So I'm aging myself, but it is simply not possible that Demna did not have a hand in those controversies, and Balenciaga didn't hold him accountable. So he was able to keep his job, and he has been working at Balenciaga ever since. And honestly, he hasn't put out much that's revolutionary since then, other than his jokes, of course, other than the big FU things he puts out. Demna is actually no longer capable, in my opinion, of putting out real true fashion, because I haven't seen it. Now, I know a lot of people have talked about how Demna recently came out with the rodeo bag at Balenciaga and how beautiful it is. That's a knockoff Kelly return from Hermes. Tell me that these bags do not look virtually identical. I mean, from the clochette hanging on the side to the way the little closure is at the top, he just made a more relaxed version of a return style Kelly, which is what return style Kellys look like once they've been worn. They're very a la Mary-Kate and Ashley, people who really love and wear their Kellys. That's kind of what they look like after several years, if they're not in the Cellier style, if they're in the return style. So that wasn't even his design. That was a knockoff. What's crazy is even the media somehow is afraid to hold Demna accountable. I was reading an article about how Gucci named Demna as their new creative director, and they were saying that sales have bounced back for Balenciaga after the 2022 PR nightmare. It wasn't a PR nightmare. It was a huge controversy caused by Demna and his poor taste and poor decision making, and just showing some really seedy side to his personality. I mean, Demna has actually been connected. I'm not going to name these people. I'm not going to glorify them or tell you much about them. He has been connected to some incredibly problematic people who have also done very seedy things. This man is not trying to hide in the shadows. He is not trying to pretend like he isn't who he is. He's letting us know, and for some reason, he's still able to keep his job. He is still able to continue on being Demna. And it's one thing that Balenciaga just was not willing to take accountability. They were not willing to eat crow, be we effed up, and they were not willing to replace Demna, which I really think they should have. He should not be in a position of power, definitely not overseeing people, not the strategy of a brand, nothing. It's one thing that Balenciaga didn't do anything. And we obviously know that Balenciaga is part of the Kering Group family, but it's clear that Kering Group doesn't care either. Obviously, a while back, I did a video about how they took one of the heads of Balenciaga and made him the head of Saint Laurent. And I was like, why on earth would you do that? This is a person that clearly like does not make sound decisions, but it just seems like they continuously reward bad behavior over at Kering Group. And it's deeply upsetting to me as someone who loves some of these brands and as someone who loves Gucci. We were all so excited and so just like waiting with bated breath to see who the newest creative director was going to be at Gucci, because we couldn't wait to see this new person come in and kind of turn Gucci on its head, you know, just give it that like fun, vibrant, playful feeling that it used to have and show us what they were going to do with the brand. Show us new and exciting designs, which we know we did not get for the past 2 years with Sabato De Sarno. And it was one of the many reasons why he struggled there and sales were down. It's why he ended up leaving. I can't believe that now Demna is the one that has been gifted with that opportunity. It is a privilege to be a creative director at any house, at any brand. This is like a brand putting their trust in you, saying like, guide us towards greatness. Show the world who we are, you know, put us on that pedestal and make people love us. I don't think that Demna deserves that gifted opportunity from Gucci. And it's really hard as a consumer because we know, like, especially like if you are into luxury, we know that deep down, like in the basement, most luxury brands have some controversy. Most luxury brands have some dark connections. There's something a little bit off about all of them. And so we kind of take that as like the great equalizer and we still shop there anyway. Cause like, as long as it's not too bad, you know, or as long as it was decades ago and not today, you know, we can't hold people accountable today for something that happened decades ago that they were not a part of and that they're not continuing to uphold. But I take great issue with the fact that today, you know, in 2025, we are continuing to support and put dollars behind and reward and put on a pedestal people who honestly like shouldn't be seeing the light of day. Like, I can't believe Demna hasn't been blackballed. Let me read you some quotes of what the people have been saying, just to show you like what type of la la land I think both Gucci and Kering Group are living in right now. From Stefano Cantino, the CEO of Gucci. Demna will bring Gucci something exceptional. His way of defining fashion today is pretty unique, and this is what Gucci deserves and needs for the future. Are you kidding me? That is disgusting. Yeah, he's gonna define something unique. He's going to define something that's terrible. He's going to make a mockery out of Gucci. Here, we are in agreement that Demna is one of the best creative directors of his generation without any doubt. He has proven his capability to reshape Balenciaga during his tenure, its identity, and of course, its fashion point of view. The man came out with solid colored basics like sneakers and sweaters and just slapped the word Balenciaga on them in different colors. That's reshaping. Now, I know that it worked. I know that Balenciaga obviously like increased in sales while Demna was there prior to the controversy, not post. But that's not fashion. And like, is Gucci not one of the top fashion houses in history? Yes, Gucci comes with real fashion. And so I can't believe that they would put it in the hands of someone like that. And here's another one. We believe in his capability of blending such strong heritage with an incredible fashion touch. I literally have no words. This is a joke to me. And I'm really upset and I'm really disappointed in Gucci. I think to be the head creative director at Gucci, it's an honor. And I wish they had given it to someone that is going to appreciate and revere that honor as it deserves to be. And someone who is not incredibly problematic, someone who's not going to put you in the press for all the wrong reasons, someone who's just going to come in and give us real fashion. That's what we've been wanting from Gucci, and I really don't think we're going to get it from Demna. In my opinion, it just seems like the only thing that Demna is really capable of are like gimmicks, you know, tricks. No real fashion. And I hate to say that because I know that like working in a creative field, like imposter syndrome is real. Like, it was really hard when I thought I wanted to be a designer. Like, you always constantly feel like you're not good enough and you feel like a fraud. And this is something that all my friends who still design to this day feel. But the proof is in the pudding. And like, Demna really relies on his tricks and his schemes and his gimmicks in order to make headlines. He doesn't sell fashion because it's beautiful fashion, because it's something, you know, that we've never seen before. It's something we've never seen because it's also like literal like garbage. Demna does need to finish out his time at Balenciaga, and so I believe the agreement is that he's still going to help up until there's an haute couture show in July that he's going to be part of the presentation, but I'm sure, you know, from now until then, he's going to be doing double duty across both brands. So TBD, we'll see what Demna does, but I just wanted to share the news with you, and I also wanted to share my thoughts. I know I came off really strong in this video, but that's because like I am really disappointed in this decision. I really think that Gucci should have taken this opportunity to either, one, bring in some incredible powerhouse talent. Maybe they just couldn't find any because everyone keeps playing, you know, creative director roulette. But if that's the case, nurture some up and coming talent, you know, nurture your designers. Go find some up and coming designers that you're willing to take a risk on, because there are plenty of people out there doing good designs. Go do the work, make the hard decision, go and find someone that's worthy of breathing life into Gucci again. You know, God forbid, I wish they would also bring some diversity into the creative director pool. I mean, at the end of the day, like one of the many issues with these top luxury houses is that a lot of them are picking the same types of people over and over and over again. So we are often getting very similar looking creative directors who are men and who are white, you know, and they've, you know, been brought up in a world that really favors them. How about we go with some women? How about we go with some people of color so we can have some diverse perspectives to really breathe life into the house? I don't know. It seems like these brands want to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. You do you. Unfortunately, I am really going to have to consider what my relationship is going to be with Gucci going forward. I mean, you all know there are certain brands I do not talk about on this channel. Ever since Balenciaga'S controversy, I stopped bringing them into this channel. I felt like I'm just one little person, my little teeny tiny baby YouTube channel, but I felt like the least I can do in terms of being a consumer and a content creator is I cannot shop with Balenciaga because I do not support them standing by Demna, and I cannot talk about them, and I cannot, you know, sing their praises of the latest blah blah stuff they come out with. And so with Gucci, I'm really gonna need to think about this too. This is a brand that I love much more than Balenciaga. It's one I've had a much longer history with personally. And so I don't know if I want to continue shopping there. So maybe I take a break while Demna's there. I don't know. I need to do some soul searching and I'm gonna think about it, but I just wanted to share my thoughts. And I'm sorry if this came off very strong, but I hope that you all feel like the outrage is warranted given the situation. Someone like Demna shouldn't have a platform anymore, in my opinion. So boo, Gucci, I'm really, really mad at you. It's really all I can say without like swearing up a storm. So thank you all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was upsetting. If you did, I'd really love it if you could just give this video a little like. So a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel so that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.